I'm going to take this audio sample, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste. Wow. As an artist, it's important to find new ways to introduce your sound characters. It's important to find new ways of enhancing and making your sounds and melodies more interesting and evolving as you work your way through your song. Often, artists will find a cool sound and they'll stick with it, but there's a way to take it to a new level. There's a way that you can actually enhance these sounds by layering it based on a technique I'm going to show you today. We're going to get into a little bit of sampling and something really cool where you can take a specific lead or a part or an effect and introduce it in a really subtle, interesting way. So this is a song that I've got on the go right now. It's got most of the main elements of the song, but I want to give it more. So let's take a listen to it first, just like this. Right there, that bass stab, that's something we're going to focus on because I really like it. And then there's a cool little melody line that comes in over top. Both of those sounds are carrying the track right now. So what we want to do is we want to introduce them, and this is how we're going to do it. First, we're going to start with this bass line sample. This is what it sounds like on its own. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take this sample, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it into the layer below. Then when we double click it, when we get into the sample settings, there's a little button here that says rev for reverse. If we click that, we actually get a reverse of that clip. So on its own, it sounds like this. Pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool like this, but I want it to be a little more subtle. So I'm actually going to cut out the main element of that stab, and I just want to work with the tail. The long tail that we've had from the original sample, that's what we're going to work with. And it's actually going to give it a little introduction. It's just going to creep in underneath. It's going to join in with the previous tail of the full stab, and it's going to creep its way just underneath. Let's listen to it. Okay. The reason I cut out the main element is because I want this stab to come through very bold. I want it to come through with full sound. Let's listen to it with the full track. Not bad. Now this is something that I wouldn't overuse. I wouldn't use it on every sound. I wouldn't use it on every stab. I just want to really use this kind of thing subtly in main transition points. Just to give it a nice round edge, I like to throw a little reverb on it. It'll help bridge the gap through that transition over the main stab. Cool, I like it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use a similar technique, and we're going to go up to this main melody line. It sounds like this. Now I've added a long delay on this sound as it is, and that's actually the sound we're going to use to introduce the melody. Similar technique, but a different approach. I'm going to make a new audio line, and we're going to start in on some audio routing. So what I'm going to do here on the new audio channel, 15 audio, I'm going to use this little drop down here, and I'm going to route the sound from our main melody, 14 diva. If you're anything like me, I'm really bad at labeling my channels. It's okay. You just have to remember what sounds are where. So what we're going to do is monitor that input, and we're going to record that lead. We want to wait until the very last delay is gone. Okay. I caught a little bit there, but we're just going to clip it out. There we go. We have an exact recording of that lead. We're going to do the same thing that we just did with that stab. I'm going to reverse it. And now we've got this introduction. It's in reverse, and it gives it this kind of ghostly intro to what's to come. Let's use it like this, okay? This is both those sounds together. See what we're doing? Let's listen to the whole song. See how that creeps in underneath. Not bad. I like it. Now we can do the same thing on this, just add a little bit of a reverb. In fact, I don't want it to stand out quite as much as it is, so I'm gonna bring the full gain down a little bit and just let that sit underneath, just as a underlying texture. I like it. I would definitely keep it just like that because it just gives a little bit of extra. And this is the real trick. As an artist trying to stand out, oftentimes it's these subtle details that really wake people up. You know, it catches their attention and they don't know why. And to a lot of people, especially with something like this stab here, it actually sounds like one synth sound. It sounds like it was made that way from scratch. And that's the trick. Sometimes you have to go out of your way, think outside the box, and physically put new samples and sounds in there in different layering orders to make your sounds really come through. This is the way that you're going to make your songs sound more unique and different from the rest because you've put the extra time and effort into making it sound different. Too often, artists will be stuck in the same loops, the same patterns, the same sounds over and over and over again through their song. But when you take a little bit of time, just like today, 5-10 minutes, you can really take your song up a notch. I hope you can use this little technique in your own productions and it helps you take your music to the next level. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.